Real G's are worried for Max Holloway in this fight. Real G's are worried for Max Holloway as he's taking on Charles Oliveira, the headline of UFC 326. And when I first originally saw this and originally made a video on this, I thought, this is an easy Holloway win. I think Holloway is probably the third best lightweight on the planet at the moment. I think he beats everyone bar Ilya versus Arman. But I was talking to my friend about this, and there's a few key points that I missed, and then when I actually went back and looked at Holloway, made me think this is a lot closer fight. There's one in particular, but boys, the channel is popping at the moment. I'm trying to get to 5k subs. Please, 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 please hit that subscribe button. Let's go fucking bang this shit out. But let's get back into this. So the main thing is there's kind of one on Charles' side and there's one on Holloway's side. We'll start with the one on Holloway's side. Max Holloway has never fought a grappler, and in case you had any doubt, he's never fought a wrestler. Let's have a little look. Dustin Poirier is a striker. Ilia Topuria is a striker. Justin Gaethje, the Korean Zombie, Arnold Allen, Volk, cancelled out. Yair Rodriguez, Calvin Kattar, Volk, Frankie Edgar. I get could be a little bit of a striker. The closest thing, if you keep going here, the closest thing he has fought is Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega is the closest grappler that Max Holloway has fought, and he fucking butchered Brian Ortega in the cage. And this is extremely worrying, okay? Obviously he has like Khabib, like Max Holloway's literally fought everybody, and he's one of the greatest fighters to ever live. I love Max Holloway. He's definitely a top 5 favorite fighter of all time for me. What island is it? Ninth Island. But this is a massive concern for me. He has never, you know, shout out to my friend Abel who actually brought this up. He's never fought a grappler. And let's have a little look here at Charles Oliveira's resume. What I like about Charles Oliveira's resume that kind of not gives me confidence but makes me rethink things in the Holloway fight is he's fought a lot of strikers, and if you see here, he's won. He beat Dustin Poirier. He beat Justin Gaethje. He beat Michael Chandler. He knocked out Michael Chandler. These are very good strikers. He literally knocked down Justin Gaethje as well. You know, even the Arman Tsarukyan fight, you know, Ilia Topuria, that was kind of shit. He fucked up Mateo Scamra. Arman Tsarukyan was an extremely close fight, but he's hanging with some of the best strikers in the division. And I know Holloway chinned Gaethje. You know, he put a schooling on Dustin Poirier. That's why I'm picking Holloway. That is exactly why I'm going to pick Max Holloway in this fight. Make no mistake about it. I am picking Max Holloway to beat him. But it does make me kind of question, Holloway has never fought a grappler. Now, do I think Charles Oliveira is this massive wrestler that he's going to go shooting takedowns against Holloway? Of course not. Of course not. I know Charles Oliveira has danger on the hands. I know Charles Oliveira can wrap anybody up at any given time. But apart from the Mateo Scamra fight, he hadn't had a submission since Justin Gaethje. You hadn't had a submission win since Justin Gaethje. He's knocking out Beneil Dariush as well, which shows that he can hang on the feet. But apart from that, it was May 2022 before we saw Justin Gaethje. Before we saw Charles Oliveira get a submission win. He got submitted by Makhachev. He got shinned by Ilia Topuria. These are not good signs when you're going to be coming up against someone that's such a high-level striker and Max Holloway. For Holloway, you need to get him the fuck out of there, first of all. That's one of the only ways you're going to beat him. Gaethje knocked him down. Poirier had success in the second fight. That is, you know, when he beat him in the second fight, not the actual, you know, one after that. The one where Holloway just won. But apart from that, it's hard to see a way Charles wins, which is why I'm still picking Holloway. But if Charles Oliveira can get this down, he can beat anybody on the ground. He can beat anybody on the ground, and this is for the BMF belt. I love this fight. I must say, I do absolutely love this fight. But this is just setting themselves up for a title eliminator with Tsarukyan. It has to be versus Arman. It has to be. And when I originally saw the fight booked, I was thinking this is going to be an easy one for Max. I genuinely thought this was going to be an easy, just pinging Charles around. He's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. And you know, we saw it even in the Topuria fight. He definitely, you know, Ilya was shooting takedowns, Volk was shooting takedowns. It's not like nobody shot a takedown on Holloway. Okay, it's not like that at all. But have a look here. Is there any wrestlers that you can see? Are any of these known for their offensive wrestling and ability to hold people down? Brian Ortega? You know, Arnold Allen was clearly a striker. And there's just no one. And listen, like I said, I'm not saying that the Bronx is a wrestler all of a sudden, but his bread and butter is on the ground. Now, he kind of fell in love with his hands there for a while. I think Charles Oliveira is a sick fighter, and I think he is so well-rounded. But I don't think Oliveira has the takedowns to get Holloway down. And I think Oliveira's striking defense is poor. I think Holloway's offense is just... It's absolutely perfect. I think Holloway is one of the best strikers to ever grace the sport. I love Max Holloway. I love Oliveira. This is such a banger matchup. And it's not like the Poirier trilogy. I wasn't really excited for that. Simply because I was just kind of more nervous. I was like, oh shit. Well, if Holloway loses, they're both out of the division. So I'm so happy Holloway just won. And now look where it's landed. It's landed a Charles Oliveira. I personally think it should be Holloway versus Armour for the interim. I've not seen a single person say that apart from moi. But I don't think either, you know, Pimlick Gaethje deserve it. It should be Holloway versus Armour. You know, you chin Justin Gaethje and you put a beating on him, and then you 50-45 Dustin Poirier. You know, name me another fighter in the division that isn't getting the title shot off doing what he did to Poirier and Gaethje. No one. You're probably getting a title shot if you do one of them. Never mind two. I know he just lost to Poirier a year ago, but it's a whole new weight class. Holloway, 55 Holloway is a fucking menace. Ramen Noodle Holloway, full Ramen Noodle Holloway is a beast. And I can't wait to see him back in there, but it's interesting because, you know, Holloway's not really fought a wrestler. Oliveira's fought high-level strikers and had success, but he hasn't fought someone with the level of pressure that Holloway's going to bring to him. I think Charles's stand-up is a perfect style for Holloway to just absolutely ping him. Looking forward to the kicks. The spinning back kicks are going to be very important in this fight. But it did cross my mind, like, Holloway's not really fought a grappler, like a wrestler. He hasn't fought someone known for wrestling. He never fought a Chad Mendes. Someone like that, just as an example of a featherweight wrestler. He never fought someone like that. And it's crazy. He never fought a Movsar. He never fought any of these guys. Pretty crazy to think Ilya versus Movsar was booked at one stage. But am I wrong about this, boys? Is Holloway going to win? Is Holloway going to lose? Let me know down below. And thanks for watching.